A week ago, I was in warm Orlando, Florida, go figure, at a speakers conference. And one of the speakers did a very interesting exercise. He had us all mingle around the room, and we each had these little cards. And the cards said anything from what's a goal you've accomplished that you're proud of, or what's an important action you need to take this week. And at first, I thought it was an exercise in just, getting to know each other. And he stopped us in the middle of the exercise. And then he said, I want you to notice your presence. And the presence he was referring to is when we were asking that question to somebody, were we starting to think about what we were going to say next, or the story we were going to tell that person after they answered the question. And instead, he invited us to ask more questions and to really lean into what that person was saying. So I got put to the test on this after I got back in town. It was really early Wednesday morning, and I was getting ready to go to the gym, and one of my clients sent me a text. And she said, I'm having a really hard time being master of my emotions today. And so that saying comes from this great book. Has anyone read this? The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino? Okay, well, I'll tell you, it's not a book about being great in sales. It's really a book about being the best version of yourself. And so there's these 10 scrolls or principles I coach to. And this client of mine happened to be 28 years younger than me. She could be my daughter. So she's 28, I'm 28 years older than her. Yes, I'm 56. And I called her on the phone and we had this conversation. The question that came through my mind was, what would I say to the younger version of myself? And it was really interesting because we started talking and she shared with me, number one, I'm upset because my ex-boyfriend called me and he asked me to loan him some money. I had to go to the driver's license bureau, he said, and had to take care of some things, and she loaned him the money. And then she felt regretful because he didn't call to say thank you, he didn't call her during the day, and she said, I feel like I'm always trying to make new friends and nobody wants to be my friend. And then I got her to see this scroll called, Today I Will Be Master of My Emotions. And I got her to see that no is a complete sentence. A lot of the times our emotions come because of a choice we made that we regret. So no is a complete sentence, and we can always say, I'm sorry, but I'm not in a position to help you this way right now. We don't have to explain or give a story as to why. It's okay to say no. And number two, the second lesson we talked about was, I will live this day as if it is my last, which is scroll 5. There are friends for a reason, there are friends for a season, and there are friends for a lifetime. People will come into our life and they will go out of our life. And I got her to see that sometimes it's okay to let people go and to love them from a distance, aka her ex-boyfriend, and that will allow us the space to make new friends and new connections. And the third lesson that we talked about was, I will laugh at the world, which is scroll 7. We sometimes take life so seriously. And when we do that, one of the questions I like to ask people, myself, my clients, is this going to matter one day from now? Is it going to matter a week from now? Is it going to matter a month from now? Is it going to matter a year from now? And more often than not, I find when we get really wrapped up in things and get upset, it's something that we might be taking a little bit too seriously. So there was always a choice to laugh. We've all heard that saying, someday I'll look back on this and laugh. Well, why not laugh about it right now? And that doesn't mean you might physically laugh at yourself, but you might just take a step back and be curious about why we're getting so upset about something. Maybe we're getting triggered by a past experience. Maybe we're choosing to take it personally. One of my favorite sayings is Q-tip. Quit taking it personally. And one of the last things I wish I would have had growing up was that book and I think a lot of us know what this one is. What's the latest book by Mel Robbins? Does anyone know?
Let them.
The let them theory, which means we can let people decide how they're going to react, but we don't need to participate in the emotions. In conclusion, I want to remind you that there's always a choice to be the best version of yourself. When you're the best version of yourself, you will attract the best people, the best opportunities, the best abundance, and the best of everything to your life. Thank you.